Okay, this is where we left off. We animated our application and we placed it inside the phone, gave it a nice little text, and now it's time to make that 3D display for it. So instead of being flat like this, we're going to make it 3D. So let's go ahead and import our footage for the 3D display. And I did want to mention something about your project tab. Sometimes it could be really crowded like this. A good idea to make it organized is to make folders. So just click on one of them. Down here, there's a folder. Create a new folder. Call this maybe the app. So anything related to the application, which counts for all of these. Light slider, background, additional elements, number. You could just drag it into app and already it's getting a lot better. Make as many folders as you need to. Put that in there. A lot more clean. And let me put this in app as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and import our other footage. So this is the additional video. Just drag it in. Right click, new comp from selection. So we have a video of this person working on their phone as they're in the office. So this is a great time to maybe say that you can control the temperature of your home using our app, even when you're busy and you're not home. So I'm going to cut because he then takes a phone call, just going to cut before he takes that phone call. I think that's about 4 seconds. Yep. Just trim the clip to 4 seconds. Let's go ahead and rename this, call this video. All right, let's bring in our, where is it? UI screen by Freepik. This is the composition that has all of the application animations. Just drag that on top of video. There it is. So we need to make this a 3D layer. If you're not seeing this, toggle switches / modes to go to this mode. Turn on the 3D icon, and then we're going to open up this layer. Let's call this app. Open up the app layer, go to transform, and let's zoom in a little. First, we need to scale it down so it has the same size of a phone. This is way too big, so go to scale. Just make it small. A little bit larger than a phone. Large enough so we can see the animations. Just going forward, I think we need a little bit more. 74%. And then we obviously need to position it in a nice area. So this area is good because nothing is going on. He's holding the phone there. So I'm going to put it here. And now we're going to work with the orientation. So come down to orientation and the Y orientation and just flip it this way. Let's move in a few frames, see if everything is good. So we're creating this 3D display of our app design. You can go in position on Y and just bring it up if you want. You can scale it down. There are so many possibilities. I'm going to flip it a little bit more. Okay, I got mine on 24 degrees for the Y axis. All right, so it appears like that, but I want it to slowly come from below because we can't just have the display suddenly appearing out of nowhere. So go on position, and with the position that you're in, turn on the stopwatch, move this forward a couple frames, maybe 1 second, and then bring it down below. Maybe a little bit down. All right, so it's going to make its way up like that. Let's replay that. It's just coming up as the animations are happening. Let's grab both keyframes, go to the speed graph. Oh, first we need to hit F9. Hit F9. Let's make it fast in the beginning. So grab this side and then slow as it comes up. So it's going to be fast and then slow up here. And maybe adjust this a little bit more. Play that again. Okay, that's a lot better. You can also slow it down. Maybe you want 12 frames. Comes up like that. Okay. I will make it a little bit longer and slower as it comes up. So it'll be something like this. This looks a lot better. You want it to be fast when there's no animations and then slow as the app UI animations are taking place. Okay, I'm going to grab let's make the video a little longer so as soon as he takes the phone call, the app disappears because he's not on the app anymore. All right, so it's coming up and it's not looking good. We need to make it fade out. Go down to opacity, put it to 0%, turn on the stopwatch, come around here, and then make it 100%. F9. So essentially it's going to show up like that. I will slow down the, oops, that's too much. Slow down the opacity animation so it comes in like that and it looks good. Okay, so this is our 3D animations, really simple. Close the properties, turn off the audio for that. Toggle switches / modes, and we're going to change the blending mode of app to screen. So now instead of that flat look, we have a screen. And just to make it more screen-like, I'm going to double tap on app. And we had a video, because here, yeah, device noise by With-Easy. Drag that on top of all the other layers. Right-click, transform, and we want to go to rotation. Put it 90 degrees so it's straight. Make sure it fills the entire thing. And then we're going to grab, first we're going to pre-compose everything here. Right click, pre-compose, right app, reel, hit OK. Get the effects and presets. Search for displacement map. Under distort, put it on app reel. Displacement map layer, turn it to device noise by With-Easy. Now we can turn off the visibility. And as you can see, we have this, which looks pretty nice. Okay. I will, however, put this on a adjustment layer so we can work with the intensity. So go to layer, new adjustment layer. Apply displacement map on adjustment layer and change this to device noise by With-Easy. Turn off that layer. Make sure app reel has nothing in the effect control. And then in adjustment layer, let's call this glitch. Hit T on glitch and we can kind of tone down the effect. So there's still noise, but it's not as glitchy. We're just adding enough glitch to show that this is a device. So if it was 100, you can see it's distorting the perfect shapes and it's just not looking so good. Keep it around 50 and we get like a slight distortion, which looks cool. This is optional, by the way. You can totally skip this. All right, so we get our glitching device-like display of our app. And after he adjusted the temperature of his kitchen, we're going to make it fade away. Perhaps you could move it up out of frame. So, go on app. We're going to make a keyframe. Click that. Bring it backwards, and then we're going to move the layer completely out of frame. You can use any animation that you prefer, maybe scale it out, move it to the side, just remove the opacity, anything that works well for you. Grab both keyframes. We definitely want to work with the thing, which it already has that, so we're good to go. Hit play. Okay, that's a little too fast. Let's bring it here. See if the speed is okay. Gets a little too fast. We want to see the stuff before it leaves. Okay, and then it goes up. I'm actually going to extend the video. Then work with the keyframes. So it appears. We're seeing the animations. It stays there, finishes, and then it goes up. And I believe around here is when he takes the phone call. So I can even stretch this out until he takes the phone call. So as soon as he's about to take the phone call, the app just disables. And that shows like how smart this application is. And then he's on the phone. You hit end here, play that again, just in case you didn't see. Here's the app, does its thing, and then it goes, and then he takes the phone call. So that was a 3D display. And if you want, you can, we'll learn this in the next lesson, where we learn how to make a HUD animation, make it kind of futuristic, add cold tones to it. This right now is a simple phone UI, but in the next lesson, we're going to learn how to make HUD animations, which uses the same techniques and principles from this lesson, but we're going to change the colors, the modes, maybe add some glow, and make it look more futuristic. Okay, so we did this, simple. Let's do the phone text thing that we said. Going to go in my videos, find the video of the person typing. There we are. Right click, new comp from selection. So this is the video that we'll be using. I'm gonna close the rest, don't need them. So we have someone texting and we have some space up here. Perfect for adding speech bubbles, maybe previewing what they're talking about. So I'm gonna get talk bubbles by Freepik. Going to double click to enter that. And we have 2 speech bubbles. Select both and right click, create shapes from vector layer. Delete both of these, the Adobe Illustrator files. And we're just going to grab both and turn them to white. Okay, we're going to duplicate the, oops, not this one. Duplicate the bulky one, the square white one. So one of them is the friend, the other one is him. And try to get the green that is in the phone layers. You can choose green or any color. I'm going to turn off the circular one. You rename them. Circle. This is the green one, yeah. Bubble green, and then bubble white. Oops, got the T. Bubble white. Okay, so turn off circle for couple while, and we're going to position the green here. Right click, transform, flip horizontal because the other person's talking, and then white can come below where we can make him talk about it. And yeah, okay, this is good. So let's first make these bubbles appear. I'm going to go on each one, get the anchor point tool and put it in the corner of where the speech bubble kind of attaches to the person. Do the same thing for the other one. Okay, and then we're going to hit S, go in the beginning of the timeline, put it on 0, turn on the stopwatch, about 4 seconds, and in this case it was -100 and then 100. Then link them back, F9, speed graph. It's going to look like this. Want to make sure it's smooth. Let's go back so it comes in like that. It's a little too slow. Let's speed it up. There we are. Looks more fun compared to if it were to appear from the center, which wouldn't actually make sense because speech bubbles come from the corner here, meaning that they come from the person's mind. Alright, so 0% for this too. Turn this on. Get the same rate by copying the second keyframe, 100%. F9 both keyframes, go to the speed graph, grab the end, and just do that. So they both appear like that. But first the friend is talking, so we need to offset this one like this. So this guy appears and the friend says something. Get the text tool. Let's zoom in and come up here. Get the text tool and write, click away first. Write, you make this smaller. Like, hey, do you want to hang out today? All right, make that smaller so it can fit in the bubble. All right, and for the font, I'm using Roboto. This is a good font for phone UIs. So if you don't have Roboto, you can just download it off of Adobe Fonts or any other platform that you prefer. So we have this, and okay, the style is good. Make sure it's in white. And now for the text, we don't want it to just be there. We want to do the typewriter animation. So go to text, animate, character offset. And then we're going to go to animator 1. So text, animate, character offset, and then you're going to get animator 1. Come down to add, which is in the same row. Add property opacity. Make this 0%. And then just look at where you want the text to start, which would be around here. Come in range selector 1, open that up. Turn on the keyframe for start, and then 40 or 4 seconds. Make it 100. Also, we want to go to advanced under range selector 1 and remove the smoothness completely to 0%. You can F9 both keyframes. So it's going to, let me zoom in. It's going to just, the bubble's going to come up and this is going to be like, hey, do you want to hang out today? You can make it fast or slow by adding or removing space between these two. Going to make it a little bit slower. All right. So the friend says this, and we can now make the character in the video respond back with this thing. And this is the bubble white thing. It appears here. And then after it appears, we can get the text tool again and type sure, where should we meet? All right, Control A. Let's make this a gray color. Guess this is a nice one. I'm going to copy this because the text color should be the same. It cannot be white. Put this where it should be. And just going to go on this real quick and then paste the hex code that we just copied from this text. So they both have gray color. Now on the sure where should we meet, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the font, with the first one. So go to text, animate, character offset. Again, animator 1, property, opacity, 0%. And don't move your time indicator. Leave it where it was. Go to range selector, start 0%. Come in a few frames, then make it 100. Come down to advanced and remove the smoothness. F9 both keyframes. I think we need to offset it a little bit. So it comes in like that. And then this person is typing. All right, so we did this. And before these guys show up, we want to make sure that the typing animation is there, which is where the circle comes in. I'm going to link them with the pick whip. So sure, where should we meet should be connected to the bubble white. And this guy should be on bubble green. So we get that. And then before all of these, let's select everything, move them out of frame. First, it needs to be the circle. We're going to right click, transform, flip, horizontal. Bring that in the same spot where the bubble green was. We can scale it out as well. This needs to be smaller than the the main bubble. Put it here. Again, anchor point in the corner. And hit S, 0. So before that, let's move in and then turn on the stopwatch. Then type 0 here. F9, and we're going to grab the ends, pull them like that. So we have this, and around here, where it appears, I'm going to make 3 little circles, which indicates the typing. So zoom in, make sure you are not selecting anything, so you don't make mask layers. Zoom in and hold down Shift on your keyboard to make perfect circles. We don't want stroke. We want the fill to be a grayish color. Let's paste the gray that we had. Click away, so we have this. We're copying the text element that is on the iPhone. So we're going to duplicate this 2 more times. Hit P on both. Get the X value and just make the space. Then click one of them, the last one, and just, move that to the side as well. Make them equally spaced. Grab all 3 and we're just going to put them in the center. All right, let's pre-compose these 3. Call these dots. Go in dots. I'm going to get a white solid. Then we have to delete this. So we have the 3 dots that are up there. Don't move their position. We just want to add a opacity keyframe for them. So I'm going to hit T on all of them. Turn them to 0 first. Turn on the stopwatch. then move in a few frames, 100. Grab all keyframes, F9. We're going to offset each one, so let's have a look at the order. This was the first one, second, third. So first is here, want to make second here, and then third here. So we have something like this. We have to make it faster for sure. It's really slow. Like that. And then we're going to grab all of them, Control-Shift-D, and maybe copy these guys, Control-D, and just bring them here. So it should be something like that. And yeah, grab all M. So we have something like this. This will only be there for like a few seconds. We may not use all the 5 seconds. Let's go back here, zoom out. Oh, and we need to delete the white solid or turn off the visibility for now. Go here, this guy comes in, and after it shows up, we need to just connect the pick whip to the circle. So they show up at the same time. And when it shows up, it's doing this. Then we need to, around here, before the green guy comes in, we're going to hit S again. Sorry, S on circle, not this. Make a keyframe and then make it 0. So it goes back to where it came from. Texting, and then this is what the friend says. And then this is what the model responds in the video. All right, now that we have this, let's call this video. Bring in the talk bubble by Freepik, put it on top. And if we go forward, we can see the layers. We definitely need to scale this up, hit S on that, and scale it upwards to make it visible. And there we are. So the friend is talking. Let me first zoom in so we can see. The person is texting, his friend is typing. I'm going to replay this once it rendered. And while it's rendering, you can also change the blending mode of this to screen, but I like the vibrancy of the white and the green. If you want, you can change the blending mode so it has that similar screen layout like the first 3D display that we did where the guy was working. Or you could leave it like this and just have it be this way. The choice is yours. And you also want to make sure that your animation is in sync with the video that you're putting it on. So I'm going to match the animation to when this guy is laughing to show that he's happy that his friend is trying to hang out. Okay, so around here is when he's going to show his phone. So we need to crop and trim the rest of these. We don't need to see his phone. And then we need to speed this up. So hit right click, go to time stretch. Remove from the stretch by maybe 70. Okay, that's a little bit slow. I'm going to Control-Shift-D the rest of the animation. Right click. Let's add and make it faster. So it appears. We need to stretch it out. Perhaps that was too much. I think 60 is a good number. Stretch factor, hit N on the rest so it can loop back. So it plays again, it loads, the friend sends this message, and then he writes this while laughing because he's happy that his friend wants to hang out. So that's why it's really important to sync the animation and the video below it so it looks more natural. All right, and I'm gonna leave this here. There we are. So this is it for the application or just phone UI, anything related to the phone. As you saw, we did a flat example like this, and we also did a 3D display of a flat animation, which was the application one that we did before this. You have two choices with your application designs. And like we said, in the next lesson, we're going to look at how we can take these applications or just any sort of video and make it more futuristic, make it look more cool with cold colors and maybe some glitch effects. And that will be in the next lesson, which is all about HUD animations. So this is it for this lesson. I will see you guys in the next one.